Month's massacres in Buffalo, New York and Uvalde, Texas, just 10 days apart, took the lives of children, teachers, and shoppers. It also produced a call for change in Congress. Last night, a group of bipartisan lawmakers produced a compromise gun violence bill. Hours later, it passed its first procedural hurdle in the Senate. North Carolina Republican Senator Thom Tillis was one of the 4 senators negotiating this legislation. Ford Hatchett was on a call with him today about it. And Ford, what did he have to say?
Hey, good evening, Christine. Senator Tillis called the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act a, quote, well-balanced and reasonable bill.
Senator Thom Tillis spoke Wednesday afternoon, hoping to clear up any misconceptions around the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act.
There is no mandatory waiting period. There is none. Zero legislation in this bill that restricts any current weapons that can be legally purchased.
So what is in the bill? $750 million to states for expanded mental health treatment and prevention programs, along with red flag laws. There's also money for states to better train and equip school resource officers and provisions to close that tricky boyfriend loophole, which briefly held up Senate negotiations. Right now, only people convicted of domestic abuse while married or living with a partner are barred from purchasing a gun. The new legislation will extend that definition to anyone in, quote, a serious dating relationship.
Most of these proposals do not address guns themselves. So we don't see an assault weapons ban or a high capacity magazine ban, which is going to be much more controversial, right? These proposals are very carefully crafted to bring people on board rather than pushing them away.
The bill also includes legislation requiring more gun sellers to conduct background checks and more thorough checks for people under the age of 21 looking to purchase a weapon. Tillis is encouraging everyone to read the full 80-page bill, much of which he says is common sense.
Hardening schools and better training for school resource officers. I can't imagine why anybody would be opposed to that. Why would anybody be opposed to the so-called straw purchases that have been involved in transactions that have had active shooter mass violence outcomes?
Tillis touted his strong record on the Second Amendment and says this won't open a door to infringing upon responsible gun owners' rights.
And I think there is a legitimate concern that this could be the camel's nose under the tent, because once people come to terms with some minor gun legislation and they realize that society continues on, then the notion that you can ratchet that up little by little through this incrementalism, I think, is a real possibility.
As we mentioned, that bill passed its first initial procedural vote last night, 64-34, with 14 Republican senators joining all 50 Democrats in voting yes. Both Senator Tillis and Richard Burr were among those 14 GOP yes votes. And proponents are hopeful the bill will pass the Senate by Saturday. And if it does, it will move to the Democratic-controlled House, where it's likely to pass and end up on President Biden's desk. In the studio tonight, Ford Hatchett, WXAI 12 News.